Hey everyone, thanks for joining me, Steve, at Kettle Haven Ranch. Today we're going to be moving snow. What to do with it when you got too much. Here we go. Starting off, we're using an ancient 8-foot back blade, hooks to the 3-point of the tractor. One of the cardinal rules of plowing snow is not to plow towards a building. You always want that snow to go away from the building. Springtime is going to melt. Here you can see the angle of attack on the blade is not steep enough, so the snow is spilling over the leading edge instead of going off the trailing edge. Every once in a while it catches on something underneath the snow. That's okay, as long as it releases the way it's releasing. But you can see the snow piling up now between the blade and the back of the tractor. I've actually had the tractor stall out, and even in 4-wheel drive, because if you have too much snow, it's just dragging it along. It's wasting fuel, and eventually it's going to build up enough you can't proceed any further. Gates are another thing that you want to watch out for. You want to be able to open your gates. You don't want to pile up a snow berm against the front of a gate. So always think about that when you're planning your route. And any sharp turns. Sharp turns can be a problem. You can clearly see we're really overloaded on this plow at the moment. In front of the gate here, and we're going to slide around because there's so much weight on the trailing edge. It's actually sliding, pushing the whole tractor over. You see it's not plowing at all at this moment. That was wasted time and has to be cleaned up. The dark material you'll see coming up, that's biomass from last year. We don't hay in this area, so you get long grass, and that gets pulled up. Actually, it helps it break down, which is sort of nice. Where you put your snow is another big consideration. It's going to snow for months out here. So planning on having a place the snow is going to be that is not going to dam up water. It's not going to pile up too much that you can't work with it. That's important. So we put it all the way down here at the bottom of the vehicle yard. All right, on the driveway. Here we go at the driveway. I'm going to increase the blade angle. That will increase the spill rate off the trailing edge and make more efficient plowing. Real simple. Depending on the type and style of the blade, it's a quick removing a pin and pushing it in. Some back blades are hydraulic and attached to the rear remotes. Now, as you can see, as we're going down the driveway here, the leading edge, there's nothing spilling off. I'm actually pushing the snow up onto the field out of the roadbed, once again to make room for snow that's going to come before the end of the season. So we don't want to build up of snow down the center of the driveway. That's what catches on your differential, your pumpkin, or your transmission, stalls you out. As we get close to the cattle guard, you want to be aware, do not plow across cattle guards. It fills them up with snow, fills them up with foreign material, and then your cows will walk right out. So always avoid that. Whenever you're working around a gate, it's best to slow down. That's what I do. I slow down quite a bit. Make sure the plow's down before I continue on. We're just going to run back down the same thing. I'm pushing that snow as far over on the field as I can. I'm still clearing out the roadbed. Hey, if this format's working for you with the voiceover without the tractor noise, please let me know in the comments below. If you don't like it, let me know that too. Sure appreciate it. Removing the snow from areas that you need access to is very important. that snow is going to harden up. If you have any thaw at all and it refreezes, it turns into a big block of melted snow and ice. Very hard to move. You might not even be able to bust through it with a loader. That should always be a consideration, and not just your daily stuff like for out feeding or driving your vehicle up and down the driveway, but also access to other important items. One I can think of right off the top of my head is the horse trailer. If you have an emergency with an animal on the ranch, it has to go to the vet. The last thing you want to do is spend a half an hour trying to dig out the horse trailer and get it out to where you can get an animal in it and get on the road. So that's my priority right there, is making sure I have access to that. Other things to think about, to consider, you can see the round pen there on the right. Well, I use the round pen during the winter. The horses still have to work out and get exercise. Plus, they're definitely going to be working out in the springtime before the snow melts, and I want to have access to it. So plowing that out, having access to something like that is very important. Whereas with the hay equipment, the baler, let's face it, I'm not using the baler. I could care less if it gets snowed in. It'll be a long time before I'll be using that. And the snow will be gone. So, other items, contingencies you need to think about. My well that supplies the house is down another about 150 yards towards the river from this point. I always have to keep that road plowed out in case I have a power surge. I have to reset the breaker going to the well. I'd rather do it on my terms, where I can get to it in good weather with full daylight and have it opened up so that I can get the well reset and it's over and done with, and it isn't a big fiasco trying to get down to it, plow to it, and dig it out the whole bit. Here you can see the berm is starting to pile up. It's getting pretty tall. What's going to happen here is, just even for that angle of attack on this blade being pulled with a 60 horse tractor, it's just too much volume. So either you got to shorten the length of the bite that you're taking. That would be from the trailing edge towards the actual center of the blade, not take as much at a time. Or another option, if you have a loader, is to run the loader down in front of it. And part of this, even though I didn't have it on the video, I'm actually pushing snow and pushing it out of the way with the loader, not all the way down to where it can hit something frozen in the ground and damage the tractor, but just enough to take the majority of the snow and move that out of the way and keep that moving so the back blade can clean it up. If you like our content, please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That'll give you updates for future videos from Kettle Haven Ranch. That wraps it up for this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for future videos from Kettle Haven Ranch.